Hello again and welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio. I'm Dave, and in this video I want to talk about a sort of musical technique called the ostinato. This is an idea kind of came to mind because I've been listening to quite a lot of symphonic rock and symphonic metal lately, and it's something that I noticed in those styles of music. They're really big on having like extended introductions that really build up the tension, or big bridge sections that really build up the tension in the piece. And one technique that they use to achieve that is the ostinato. So what is an ostinato? Basically, an ostinato is just a repeated figure, repeated phrase or a little snatch of melody. It's played repetitively, but you change the underlying chords. Now, I remember reading in a music theory textbook, it's more like classical theory book that I read years ago, and talking about composition, and the author said, when you're composing, you should avoid repetition. Repeating something is bad. The listener's just going to get bored, and if you just use the same phrase over and over again, the listener's going to just get restless, and it's not exciting for them. The ostinato is sort of valid. I think it's a very valid way of using repetition, because you're not just repeating the entire thing. You're repeating the phrase, but the underlying chords are changing. And because of the way it works, it gives you attention. It's probably easier if I show you, so I will. I'm going to use the looper for this. What I'll do is I've got a phrase in mind, so I'll just play that through. It's going to be something along the lines of, because I've been listening to lots of rock and metal lately, that's a kind of a sort of phrase I would expect to hear. So. But I'm going to play that on a loop. Normally I do this the other way around. I play underlying chords and then play a melody line over the top. We're going to do it slightly differently today, and you'll see why. Right then, so the phrase is in the looper. This is in the key of E natural minor, so I could play that over an E minor chord, but if I just play that over and over on an E minor chord, it starts to sound a bit boring. Yeah, that's not giving you much variety. You want it to go somewhere. It's tension, but not in a good way, if you know what I mean. It's monotony. You just want it to stop rather than wanting it to evolve. What I can do though is play, because I'm in the key of E minor here, and start on the E minor chord. I could go down to a D major, flat 7 chord of the key, down to a C major, which is the flat 6 chord of the key, and then on down to a 5 chord, I can either play a B minor or a B major. There's a little major minor substitution you can do in a minor key, but that's not the important thing right now. The important thing is that we're going to be playing this over different chords, and when I do that, you'll really hear the difference in tension. Okay, so I did sort of two variations there. Once was a bar each of the underlying chords, E minor, D major, C major, then down to B minor and B major. And second time around, I actually played 2 bars of each. It kind of extends that tension out, but you're getting the same effect. Hopefully you could hear that was a lot more engaging. You had that sense of excitement, that you had the interplay between the melody line and the underlying chords. Basically what you were hearing was an ostinato at work. If I just played that phrase over and over again over the E minor chord, which is technically correct, it's an E minor phrase over an E minor chord, there's nothing wrong with that, apart from the fact it's a bit boring. Change the underlying chords and you kind of make it into something else. So that's a really useful technique if you're wanting to introduce a bit of tension. While we're on the subject though, let's think about other ways we could introduce some tension into that. We've got the basic phrase recorded in the looper. What I'm going to do is record another track onto the looper of the underlying chords, and then we can look at adding another lead line on top of it, playing some sort of harmony. So if you bear with me, I will just record that and then I'll come back to you once we've got that in the looper and we can hear that being played, and I'll throw in some harmony lines and see how that goes. Okay, I'm back. I've got in the looper now, we've got that phrase plus the underlying chords just going down bar at a time: E minor, D major, C major, and then B minor and B major. I'm going to loop that around, and this time what I'm going to play is that same phrase, but I'm going to play it an octave higher. Adding in a melody line with an octave higher, it just gives you yet more tension. But let's hear how that sounds, play it through once, and then add in the harmony line. It just gives us more building of tension. So you're getting the phrase going through that chord progression, and then it's evolving again. So let's hear how that sounds. Yeah, so you can hear that building up. We've got the ostinato and then the extra melody coming in and a bit of an interplay. Really simple example, but hopefully it shows you the sort of things we can do where we repeat something, but by changing the underlying chords, it just makes the whole thing a little bit more interesting. Really simple example there, but a concept that's got loads and loads of opportunities for you to, loads of potential, if you like, sorry, for you to go away and use it in your own writing. Okay, I hope you found that useful. If you did, please click the like button down there. If you really enjoyed it and you want to see other videos that I post on the channel, then please click the subscribe button, which is also down there. You're welcome to leave a comment, but I don't always get notified by YouTube when people leave comments on videos. So if there's something specific you want to ask me, whether it's about music theory, guitar playing, guitar gear, anything at all, you're better off going here, fill that form in. That way the question comes direct to me and I can get around to answering your question in a future video. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.